Alright, let's talk about a Disney sequel that I personally thought was almost as good as the first film. Oh, this is an extremely goofy movie. Oh yeah, if you have seen my review of the first film, I was going to do this one on this month, but I did say in DisneyYear Part 1 I wanted to make an exception when I was reviewing Snow White. And, like I said before, the first film, classic. Definitely a classic. Much like The Lion King, both of them are one of my favorite films of all time. Goofy movie is my favorite Disney movie, along with The Lion King. Well, the first film is a basic favorite of mine and my brother's, basically for my mother, or sister as well, but it's mostly me and my brother that basically love this movie. Well, the first one. What do you call it? And then, I can't say that an extremely goofy movie is quite as good as the first, but it almost came as close. But there's just one little problem with the movie, but we'll get that on in a minute. But the plot, Max and his friends on his PJ, played by Rob Paulsen, and Bobby, played by Pauly Shore again, are basically heading off to college. What is it called? It's just college. Or they don't really give out a name or something. But whatever, let's just keep on going. When Goofy's basically having a hard time letting Max go, and stuff. And it's pretty typical for your parents and stuff, but they have a hard time letting you go. They do head out to college, but while that's going on, Goofy gets fired from his job, and then he has to go to an unemployment agency to see if he can find a new job. The only problem is he has to go to college in order to, get a college degree in order to get a new, better job. So he does, and Max freaks out, obviously, in one of his classes. Then he just doesn't want to be with his father right now. But basically, while that's going on, Max is basically trying to get into the X Games. And, yeah, this is where one of the problems comes in. He makes a bet with a guy named Bradley Uppercross III, voiced by Jeff Bennett. And his assistant, Tank, voiced by Brad Garrett. So they basically make a bet on the loser has to be the Tower Boy. That was the basic bet. While that's also going on, Goofy is also having a love relationship with this librarian, this cute librarian actually named Sylvia. They do have a bit of a romance, and it's nice, I will admit. That's one of the good things about this. So yeah, they basically go to the competition. They do the competition. Goofy graduates, and stuff. Some of the plot elements for the first one comes into this one, and yeah. So the problems I have with this are pretty minor problems. Then kind of big ones. They're not. I'm not saying there's a lot of them, but there's like a couple of problems, or a few. One, the story. It's not that it's repeating the same thing as the first film. It is continuing continuing off the first film. It's just that it's more of your typical sports college movie, which, particularly with the sports movie element. And then we already know how this goes and stuff if you've seen the movie and other college movies. But it's not like it's an 80s college movies, which I have never seen yet. Monsters obviously, Monsters University did something like that, but even though it did that, I still enjoy it, and that's what I do. That's what I basically do about this film. I really enjoy this film. The other problem is, where the friggin' hell is Roxanne? Why the hell wasn't she in this movie? Is it because they didn't get the same actress or something? Or one of the writers or director didn't want to do it? Put her in the movie? I don't get it. It's really confusing. And the villain character, he's very funny with the animation and stuff, his expressions are very funny. It's just that he doesn't have any lines that are funny, to be honest. But to be fair, he is cool in what he does, and I like his motivation and stuff. And that's pretty much it for. I guess that's pretty much it for the problems. I guess I could say that the animation is a little bit as good as the first film. I like some of the backgrounds, and I like the character animation a lot. Well, the voice acting is still very good. It's still very, very funny. I mean, the movie is really funny, particularly from Goofy. And I still love Bobby from the first film, and he's still great here, and he gets more scenes than he did in the first film. I guess he was just a big fan. I guess he was everybody's biggest, his favorite side character in the first film, so they want to put him into this one as well. The soundtrack is pretty decent. There are some classical songs from the original, from other, well, that was popular at the time, but try to modernize it a bit. And then it's good. The big climax is a lot of fun. And I do like the interaction and the camaraderie and stuff. And there are some actually really heartfelt scenes in the movie as well. And I do really like the love relationship between Goofy and Celia, the librarian. And I also really like that poet girl. Oh, and man, she's freaking hot. Like, she was a very cutie lady. So, overall, even though I don't think it's quite as good as the first film, it does come close, but it's still a great sequel to his predecessor. If you guys think it is as, because I did hear some people thought it was just as good as the first film. Man, I can see where it's coming from, but I'm just more of a big fan of the first film. But if you love the first film, you'll definitely love this one, like how I do. So if you have seen it, what'd you think about? What did you think about it? Just comment below, follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Stardust, and and don't forget to subscribe as well. Click like on the video and share the video on the Bostonian Critic, and I will see you later on.